Okay, so in this video, I'll be answering a couple of questions regarding custom branded screen cleaners. And I usually do a voice memo for these things, and I thought it might be, or even give better context by just doing a simple video. We could post it in different places and include it actually in the blog or the article that we write. But the question today is, what problem were screen cleaners originally designed to solve that other promotional products weren't solving? So my background's kind of interesting. I'm an inventor. That's my background. And I have a passion for photography. And I had invented about half a dozen different products that I had launched and funded through crowdfunding before leading up to the screen cleaners, which the original invention, the original name for that invention was water bears. And what I was looking for was, I was wanting a way to be able to be on set or in some crazy exotic location where I am shooting something amazing. And I would always have a really, really high-end cloth, right? That would safely clean my camera lenses while on location or while on set, but do so without two fears coming up. The first one is, I hated having those microfiber cloths that would work, but that I would shove into my pocket. They would collect lint, they'd collect dust, and I hated having to pull one of those out and then have to clean my really, really expensive glass. And so, which led to the second problem, the second fear, which is being unprepared while on set, meaning I'm in the middle of a desert, I'm doing this amazing photo shoot, I see a little fingerprint on my expensive camera lens, and I go to clean it and realize I forgot a microfiber cloth that would have been stuck in my pocket. And so I wanted something where I knew it was going to safely clean my expensive camera glass, but at the same time was always going to keep me prepared, and I didn't have to think about it or have a premeditated plan as to every time I went out on a location or I was going to shoot that I needed to remember, oh, I've got to make sure I bring a microfiber cloth with me. And so as I began thinking about that, I thought, oh my gosh, why not I create something where, and I remember looking through the viewfinder of my camera. This is like my third eye, basically. I'm imagining this. I'm looking through the viewfinder of my camera, and I see a little smudge. And while looking through the viewfinder, I reach my hand over and I peel off the microfiber cloth. And then I just use it to just clean the camera lens. It cleans it perfectly, and then I stick it back in place, all while still looking through the viewfinder, and then I take the perfect shot. And that's when it dawned on me, oh, what if I could create some kind of super safe proprietary material that would just it would stick on my camera gear, it'd live on my camera gear, and then I'd never have to think about carrying it around. And that's what began the process of creating this product. Was my product wasn't originally a promotional product. My product was to solve a very unique problem, which was safely cleaning camera gear at any time, anywhere, without having to think about having to bring that thing along with me. And then what I realized was, after having gone through 27 different prototypes, I have a bunch of camera lenses that are all micro scratched because it was me trying to perfect the proprietary blend. And I have a bunch of, screen cleaners that are way too sticky, or they're not sticky enough, or after having washed them a couple of times, they're not sticky anymore. I have a whole drawer of these prototypes that I call my failure babies, right? And what they are is they were experimented and prototyped and iterated up to that evolutionary point where the water bears were able to I was confident in promoting and launching and selling this product because I knew that they would effectively clean any kind of expensive camera gear. And once I had done all that, I realized a couple of things. One, there was a huge positive response to people wanting this product that were other photographers. But an even bigger group that I didn't even realize were people that just didn't like smudges and fingerprints on all of their other touchscreens. So we're talking their phones, laptops, iPads, touchscreens in their car, flat screen TVs, fingerprints even on their fridges, right? Or their mirrors, sliding glass doors in their house. And the other thing was, although not everyone liked my water bear tardigrade little icon that was found on my screen cleaners, a lot of people were like, man, the functionality of this is so great, I'm willing to buy it, even with this little bug thing on it. But man, if you could create one where it was all these fun different designs and patterns, man, I could really get on board with buying multiple sets. So that's where, version 2 kind of came along, which was Jiffies. Jiffies were the evolution of water bears, where my whole process was, how do I make these in different sizes? How do I tweak the blend ever so slightly so that it still cleans expensive camera lenses, but at the same time cleans every other device imaginable, every other touch surface imaginable? And how do I come up with amazing fun colors and designs and patterns? And as I went through that entire process, I realized, oh man, I just learned the entire dye sublimation process and the dye cutting and the heat transferring process. And I've become vertically integrated with customizing the packaging, as well as coming up with whatever design, high res design on these screen cleaners. And so it went from, I solved a very unique niche problem, which were effectively and safely cleaning camera lenses anywhere, always, to maybe I should create one where they're different sizes, different shapes, and they come in all these different fun patterns and colors, Jiffies, that kind of services a much, much broader market, and all at the same time kind of stumbling upon this idea of like, wow, these things provide such a tremendous amount of value, but they're actually kind of like stickers. They're stickers where they can be a billboard. They could act as like little brand impressions for businesses. Oh man, this serves and provides such a unique function and value to customers. Why couldn't we put their brands on it? Wouldn't that positively associate a brand with this product? And as I got thinking about it more and more and more, I realized just by pitching and presenting the idea to businesses, they were like, oh yes, I absolutely want that. We're tired of buying pens. We're tired of buying coffee mugs. We are tired of buying journals, and just kind of embossing our logo on it that we know, a week after having given it out, it's either lost in a drawer, forgotten in a drawer, or thrown away. Let's try this. We would love to try this. And so because they're small, they're super lightweight and tiny, they can be mailed right through postage. They literally stick on the back of people's phones so that it's zero bulk. Once they have it on there, it never comes off. So it's not like they're going to lose it. And it provides an immediate function, right? It solves an immediate problem, which is fingerprints found on anything. And then having their brand there is kind of like, it's like free advertising without having to compete in the noise, while at the same time providing these positive brand impressions every single time they see it on the back of their phone, and every single time they use it to remove fingerprints from their devices. And so after a couple of brands had reached out and ordered several thousand of them, they were like, man, this is great. And now they just do reorders, where they'll reorder some where it's special occasions. So it's a holiday special, or they're doing it for corporate gifting. And so they're going to tweak the packaging a little. They're going to tweak the screen cleaners a little, the design and concepts and stuff. But inherently, what I think is different, and I'm trying to go back to the original question, which was, what problem were screen cleaners originally designed to solve that other promotional products weren't solving? It's the fact that I didn't go into designing this to eventually turn it into a promotional product. It was genuinely seeing a problem in the market and then inventing a solution that I knew I would use and that likely other people would use if I could get it out there. And then it was taking that plus having the community evolve it, right? And transform it into what they would want, which is, we want fun patterns and designs, and we want it in a bunch of different sizes. We also want you to tweak the blend ever so slightly so that it works safely on all of these different devices. That then it turned into this. And then because of getting vertically integrated, I saw it as like, oh, this actually might be a fantastic promotional product, of almost like a piece of merch that brands could use to further promoting their brands and fostering and strengthening relationships with clients or potential clients. And so again, going back to the original question, what were problems that screen cleaners originally solved that other promotional products weren't solving? I think it's solving a very unique problem, but I also think that most promotional products are, it goes, can I white label this? If so, we should make this a promotional product. And I think that's the inherent flaw that goes into promotional products. It's kind of like what has achieved economies of scale and at the same time is something that we can white label. Great. And then we can give it in mass to everyone. And my product took a very, very different approach. It was, how do I solve a very unique problem? And then how to, through feedback, have that solve a much, much broader problem. And then through that, unearth a vertically integrated system that now appeals to brands where it's an innovative product, it differentiates themselves, it acts as a marketing tool, free advertisement, and also positive association or brand impressions for the brand, while at the same time not competing with any other promotional product because it isn't a me-too product. It wasn't originally, could I white label this? It was, oh, brands are wanting this because it serves the purpose I think that they want promotional products to actually serve.